So I'm going to ask you, reflect on what I'm saying. Are you part of a team or are you part of a group of individuals? And, some of the differences, you're on a team if people support one another, if you have articulated team goals, if you know what they are, if you had a hand in developing them, if you help one another when you see that other members of the team are in distress emotionally or overwhelmed with their work. For instance, I met a critical care physician who told me of a time when she was a student learning to be an ICU doctor, and she was overwhelmed with trying to help a patient, save a patient's life, and in came her attending physician, and in came other people to help her. And meanwhile, other people on the team took over her other duties so that she could focus on that patient. It's that helpfulness that helps define a team. Do you feel comfortable making your observations, saying what you see, or do you feel like it's a problem if you do? So that's a team. If you work in a group of individuals instead of a team, you probably care more about your individual accolades and goals and objectives than you do the teams. You probably don't know what the team's objectives are. You don't care as much about what happens to your work when it gets passed on to somebody else. You don't help other people, and you don't expect them to help you. Those are some of the differences.
So Andrew is asking, Brian, do you have any suggestions on how to reply when getting shut down by teammates in a meeting or in another setting?
When you're getting shut down.
Yeah, it's a good question.
And that's the last thing I try. Like, you can't change the environment. Certainly, you can, the first thing that you can do is be the team player that you wish they were. You may not be able to change their behavior, but you can certainly show how. You could talk to your manager. If it's a leader, it's a lot easier. The leader can just do this. If they're finding that they're getting pushback, they're getting these kinds of facile, we tried that last year and it didn't work, nothing works, whatever, that kind of negativity, that you can say, what more can we find? And you can appeal to people in the room who are more positive, who are still willing to play that. If you are a follower, then do yes and. If somebody says something and demonstrate that well, we did it, we did that last year, and we could do an update, or we tried that idea last year, but now we know, now we know that this is also true, this is also true, and maybe we could try it this way. And demonstrating that, you might have a positive influence on the group.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be Pollyanna here. I think it's very hard to change cultures. And really, the only person you can control is yourself. And it may be that you have to move on, or you have to complain, or maybe you will be seen as the next leader. Right. You're going to be seen as the person who, hey, you know what? Things run better when they're running the meeting. Or you might even ask the person, ask the leader, can I run the meeting? And try to run it a different way and see what happens.